Hello, happy Wednesday. If you are watching this in the replay, thanks for stopping by to spend time with us. Hey, Janet, how are you doing today? Janet sneaks in from work.
Does she?
I have the fabulously entertaining and inspiring Patty Lang with me today. How cool is that? Patty, at least waves since you don't have your face one on. And we're just gonna play. I have my lace pages that I want to do something with. They look a little different from the last time I showed them off. Instead of having nice clean edges, I took my seam ripper to it. Hey Midge, how are you doing? I just realized I don't think I have a seam ripper over here. Horror. Horrors. I do have a pair of scissors. I can make it work. I actually broke 2 seam rippers this week. Not one, but 2. I wasn't using them on fabric, which was, not their intended use. So I screwed up.
I was just going to ask, how does one break a seam ripper?
Yeah, when one uses it to pry gesso out of the lint.
Oh my God.
I have special skills.
I guess.
I'm trying to decide. Hey, Doreen, how you doing today? And everybody got to let us know what you're working on. I'm trying to decide even how to attack these with bright colors, but because eventually these are going to come together as a book like this.
So what is their intent? What are you trying to?
This is just, hi, Leslie. Hey, Joanne. The intended use is to be another Just Because book.
Nice.
And they started off crazy. So I just I want to stitch some stuff to them. And I was going to go with all the earth tones. But the reason I'm not is once I started looking at the earth tones and the white, I was feeling like I was going to feel like I needed to cover up more of the white. And it's like, well, let's just play to the strengths of the white and, use the bright colors against it. I think they'll pop a little better. So I don't know. I could do a different color on each page. Hey, Terry, the moderator with the rapid typing fingers. Hi, Lori.
Doesn't she?
She is amazing how fast she is. So I don't know. Maybe what I should do is just kind of put some likes together because, see, the pink, it just pops. So, I could put that on one page, but of course I'm going to need to add to it and do little embroidery things to it. Maybe
Can I be totally ornery?
Absolutely.
I think you should fussy cut that piece.
Yeah, I was just, as I was looking at it, I was thinking, and then that'll give me other little bits I can make and I might not even need the top.
Says the girl who refuses to fussy cut anything.
Oh yeah, I got fussy cut napkins too. Not only do I have 1,000 of the, which is, I've added more to the napkins, 1,000 of the napkins to unload. I have fussy cut napkins.
Jeez, Lou.
I know. I know what I was doing at the time I was fussy cutting those. I kind of like that better like that because then I can come in and and beads will be the last thing that I add on to it, but I can definitely add. I'm just kind of figuring each page is just going to be its own little spread. Hey, Debbie. Hi. So glad to see you here. Are you sneaking in from work? Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Let's just start. You can always cut more. It's not going to be perfectly fussy cut, but it's going to be sort of fussy cut. Let's see here. Because isn't that what everybody logs in for, to see people fussy cut?
Well, it doesn't bother me to watch.
Well, and it's like some people like to watch the calming things like you're gluing. Quick stop by. Well, I'm glad to see you. And Debbie, we need to do this at a time when you're off of work so you can come in here too.
Ooh,
we talked about this a while ago. Hey, Colleen. Welcome. Glad you decided to stop by. All right, I'm just going to make an executive decision here, and we're going to lop this off at the top just because these pages aren't that big. And I just think the variety of other trims are going to look better. Whoops, and little beads. Go flying. All right, let's have a home place for the beads. Yeah, so we can do it like in the evening or on a weekend. Definitely. If you guys have not checked out some of the beautiful journals that Debbie makes, you need to go check out her channel. And she's an awesome instructor. She does a lot of mixed media with her journals and is really great about explaining all her techniques.
I may echo for one. I'm going to mute so that because I got to open up YouTube so I can grab Debbie's link.
Okay. You haven't taken many days off yet this year? Okay, yeah. Well, you're back in the office or back in the store, right? Office, store, whatever. Let's see. Those are all going to come undone. I don't know. I'm going to have to, this might have been a mistake cutting these because these guys are going to come off. But I don't know. We're going to put that guy aside. Maybe what we'll use instead is a piece of it. That might be what we do. See, and then we could take. This is so out of my comfort zone, people. So out of my comfort zone. Okay, pinks. We're gonna hold off here. Ooh.
Okay. YouTube is misbehaving. I'll have to come back and get
Patricia, glad you were able to pop in and say hello. Did you figure out what that thing you posted a picture of was? Was it a wax seal or was it a thing or something else? Looked kind of plain for a wax seal, but maybe that has to do with the age. I don't know what's going to come undone when I do this, but if it comes undone, we'll just find a way to stitch it back down again, right?
Well, that's a pretty one.
Yeah. I have had these doggone pretty trims for, I bet, a dozen years and have not used any of them. How ridiculous is that?
Well, I don't think it's any more ridiculous than the rest of us. Would be my bet.
No, the pale, I don't know. I really have to retrain my brain to be thinking in colors, which is probably good because then after this I'll go, work in neutrals. Whoops. These are some of Esme's beautiful trims. Thanks, Debbie. I wish I felt more confident working with them. If I get one page picked out, the pink may be giving me some issues. I don't know. We're just going to kind of keep pulling things up and auditioning things. Because I was thinking of trying to do like my clusters, but my inspiration for this type of a book, of course, is the very talented Shoshi. Hey, Lorna. To break chunks of ice for cold drinks in the 1920s. Whoa, that is amazing. Yeah, I know. Me and pink, right? Not so much. Me and pink, not so much. All right, where can I cut this and not maybe lose beads? I guess you just have to take the fact that if you cut these kinds of things, you're going to lose some beads. And just not stress about it.
I've never played with is that sari stuff? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's like the sari trim. And many, many years ago, I met a gal in the UK that was selling it long before I knew about Sheila and all her beautiful boho trims.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a bunch of stuff from her.
Nice.
All right. This is feeling like I can do this one. Even if I don't stop and stitch them all together, if I can just get some things laid out. Thank you, Colleen. Hi, Corinne. Corinne and I, besides being in my group, Corinne and I are taking a couple of different classes together. I am very intimidated by the Cass Holmes class that we're in.
Joanne says if you don't want the beads to fall off, glue the back.
Ah, okay. That would require stopping to think ahead of time. Thanks for catching that. All right, I can shred. Debbie just said the same thing. That actually makes perfect sense. So I might just kind of plan some of these guys out. Here's Miss Christina. house. Patty is gluing and gluing and gluing. Hey, Sharon, how you doing? Get all your goodies ready for your big project. I do miss my seam ripper. Okay. Because, I can't just leave this hole, right? I gotta. I can't believe I need to get like 10 seam rippers to have around. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, and that other chick. She popped in here. I couldn't get rid of her.
Wait, who?
You.
I was like, wait a minute.
I resemble that remark, right?
I was like, wait, what? I'm just over here being good.
Oh, come on. Being good's no fun. Lori. Lori, how many hours until vacation days? You're going to have some time off to play, huh? Okay, see, now I'm getting into my zone here. Here we go. These guys are going to go together. And it needs just some neutral something behind it. Okay, guys, I gotta grab a seam ripper.
Oh, Lordy, we're in trouble now.
Yep. Well, obviously, I do not have critical mass on my seam rippers because they're not in my chair either. Holy cow! I am seam ripperless.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna be hard on my fingernails today. Oh well, we'll make it work.
So for Christmas, we just all need to send you a seam ripper, and you'll be a happy girl.
I had actually a set in my Amazon cart. I was thinking, okay, here's a set. It comes with 5. That's kind of excessive. I'm thinking now I'm going to order 2 of those. It was like $5 for a bunch of seam rippers. I'm thinking that seems like a good idea. I know. But I mean, I abuse them. Oh, you're all done? So now you are on vacation. Awesome, Lori. You are going to be crafting up a storm.
Nice.
Corinne, I'm learning a lot too. I'm just really, I have never been able to draw, so I really need to take some dedicated time with that. All right, I can. So now the question is, you're eating ice cream and you're not sharing? Oh, come on. What kind of friend are you?
I want to know what 2 classes. I want to know what 2 classes Corinne is taking.
Corinne and I are both in 2 classes over at Fiber Arts Take 2, which is a fabulous organization. And we are both taking the Tara Axford. What is her last name? Nature. Geez, Corinne, do you know better than I do what the name is? And then Cass Holmes class. And they're not cheap classes. I mean, they're $300-$400 classes.
Right.
But they're so exquisite and so packed full of information.
Because I am totally building I don't want to say wish list because I am going to do it. But I'm building a list of classes that I want to take.
Yeah, definitely go over. I mean, there's a lot of textile in each of them. Well, no, not in Tara's. Tara's is all about nature. But there's just so many. Hey, Victoria's here. Awesome. There's so many variety of classes, really, just really strong artists. The Lorna, I want to take Lorna Crane's Perfectly Imperfect class. She does a lot of making her own like brushes, beautiful brushes. All right, let's see here. Did I bring any? I did bring some.
I just decided I have a chore list I have to get done before I can do classes, or I'll never.
Oh, a chore list?
Yes.
That's not fun. I don't like chores.
I know, but it has to happen, or they're always just going to be there looking at me.
Yeah. Been missing you, Victoria. Where's the kitty? Is the kitty getting in the way? See, a seam ripper would really do this a lot easier. Okay. Ah, I cannot believe. I should have 2 left, but no. I probably glued it down to a substrate and gessoed it, for my texture class.
Probably gessoed right over it and can't find it.
Yep. It's like, okay, this used to be something. Maybe a little bit of, oh yeah, that brings out the green in there. Okay, I'm liking this. I think this will be good. Okay, I did not stop to do I want to sew them? I don't want to really stop to sew them on right now. I kind of want to just keep going and get some, oh, I can do this. I can pull it aside.
Michelle.
What? Patty's volume needs to be louder. Patty needs to do that on Patty's side. I don't think I can control your volume.
Yep. Click the little 3 dots in my square.
I can?
And it'll let you. Yep, you have more control than you think.
Edit. There we go. I guess I need to, this is on automatically. Okay, Patty, say something awesome.
Boo.
Is that any better? I made her even higher.
Oh, good Lord. Don't do that, because then I'll be like...
Making Connections, Cass Holmes. That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I had just gotten her book, The Found Object, for my birthday. And so I'm really thrilled to be able to take the class too. Okay, I'm tempted to pull the green, but no. I might put a little bit of that green with that first one. Okay. No. All right. Let's try pink again. We're gonna go back to the pink. We're gonna see what we can do. These were some great strips. If you ever see these, Victorian Gypsy Girl, she'll have them. I've seen it other places, but I just really like her for this stuff. They come in a big roll, and they're just strips of stuff from the sari. They're a little bit wider than the ribbons, so you can cut them for ribbons, or you can do other things with them.
Cool.
I love seeing the cat in the ball pen or whatever it is that you had the other day. That was so funny. This is really... Are you still hula hooping, Victoria? Okay, maybe until I find my seam ripper, let's just see if we can pile some colors that are going to work together. That is really, really blingy. Very, very blingy. But I guess that's the whole idea with this kind of thing, right? Is just to have all the bling happening.
See, I would be so out of my comfort zone with all the blingy stuff.
I am very much out of my comfort zone, but I think it's going to be good for me.
Right.
Yeah, it's just going to stretch me. And I was thinking back about how I really enjoyed when I made the lace journals for giveaway a while back. I did really enjoy once I got to the point of like stitching things on, and I don't know. If I can just find enough of these things that go together, I think once I stitch them together, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be fine. And of course, we need to have things that are hanging. Whoops, that's not the right shade, but things that'll hang off the edges. And some fuzzy stuff. I'm not going to be able to resist getting out my needle. I can tell already. I always say I'm going to do one thing and then I take this left turn. The sound of ripping paper, music to our ears. Can I have a moment of silence while Patty rips paper?
Oh my gosh, you just make me laugh.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. That's pink and I like it. How's that? It's pink and I like it. What else
there you go.
Got some pink fuzz. I think I just have. That's kind of why I didn't want to start sewing things down now, is I think that as I was working with this, I'll remember, like, I have some pink roving that would be really great to add in here.
Now, by roving, you mean unspun? What is that?
That's
Is it
the
unspun?
wool. Yeah, it's unspun. But sometimes, the people will sell them, dyed but unspun. And I have some of that. A friend of mine sent me some samples in a few different colors. Oh my goodness, Midge, you have all those kittens that are homeless? Ah. Squirrel. Yeah, that's it. Absolutely, Debbie. Squirrel. All right, that's a nice set of pink. Okay, let's see what else we can do here. What other color? Should do blue, right?
Yes.
Some pretty blue lace. Did I bring out any blue bling? Blue bling. Blue bling. I got pretty blue bling. I like blues. Blues are good. Oh yeah, this is what was going to go in the red book that I've not gotten back to the red book, but I will. This is because it's just so soft. I haven't fallen in love with working on it yet. Here she goes, making that beautiful noise.
Well, it's part of the gig.
Older cats now 3 to 18. It's amazing, though, that people have the patience to do that with the older cats or older dogs. It takes a certain mindset to do that, for sure. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what we got here with the blues. I love this blue lace. Hey, Jenny, how are you doing today? Yeah, squirrel is basically a natural state of mind for me, too. Thank goodness for an indulgent husband who lets me have my squirrel moments all over the house.
Right?
So pretty lace, roughed up, makes it so much better.
I said that about mine the other day. Like, I don't know what other guy would have signed up for this crazy ride that I've taken us on.
I know. We're lucky. We are lucky. I mean, I've got the studio, which is not a huge room, but it's a nice size room, and it's basically the store. And then I come out here to the living room, and I have not one but 2 desks. And then I brought the card table out so that I would have more, flat surface. The kitchen table that we only use when we have company has got stuff all over it. The ironing is set up on the buffet next to the kitchen table. So yeah, I'm married to a saint. That's all I can say.
Yep.
Jenny is stocking up on dyed paper. Nice. Squirrel,
Very
when
nice.
you kind of get sidetracked by, it's like, okay, you want blue things, so then you go off looking for blue things and you forget that you were working with pink things, or you go to Pinterest. Pinterest is like the world's biggest squirrel inducer.
Yeah, talk about falling down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Okay, and that's just a little bit. Oh, I like that. See, that's my kind of bling. Just a little bit of bling. But again, it's going to need a seam ripper time. Some of these guys fray without it. Yeah, like what does a dog do when they see a squirrel? Well, they bark. They race after it. Oh, your daughter is an artist too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, with my kids, it was, with my son, it was sports equipment all over the house. You just got to take care of yourself, Victoria. Just, you work at your own pace. If it's not feeling right, you don't worry about it. All right. And then you get all these wonderful little threads that I know Patty would throw right into the garbage can, right?
Yep.
But I'm not going to do that.
Just like all the little papers from today going straight to the...
I have a harder time throwing away little scraps of fibers and fabric than I do paper.
I think I'm the opposite. There's no think. I am. I'm the opposite.
Oh, I should have ripped that, and then I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let's see. Well, We're gonna make this work one way or the other.
Maybe.
Okay, it does rip. Nice. So if it rips, that means it'll fray, and I'll get all these wonderful hairy bits. I like all the little hairy bits. The thing that excites me about doing this is I'll be able to actually use a bunch of the beads that have just been languishing. I tell you, they are screaming, wanting to get out of the container because I just haven't felt like I had stuff that would bead right.
Okay, not gonna lie, I totally thought you were gonna say you were gonna use all the ones that are falling off.
Well, I do save those.
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
Well, they're wonderful little, they're perfect. Now, come on.
Oh, no, it's for real. Like, what do you do with them?
These, I'm going to sew these back onto different things. It takes a certain amount of patience to do the seed beads. I'm not totally at ease with them, but I'm getting better.
Hats off to you guys that do all that, because that is not me.
I can't do it like nonstop. I have to, have a little bit that I'm working on and then let it go. Terry does a lot with beads. I have a hard time seeing. I did find some different beading needles that weren't like 4 inches long, where the whole thing opens up as an eye, and it's awesome because you can thread it with the nice, easy things that very easily, and then goes through everything. Hey, Shoshi, how are you today? I am working on Shoshi-inspired stuff. I went back and looked at your beautiful Silk Road. You have 3 bags of roving? Oh, my goodness. It's so wonderful. Let's see. Do I have any? Just so wonderful to add in here.
So, for the non-fiber person in the room, that stuff I sent you, was that roving?
Yep, that was roving.
Okay.
And it's so wonderful. It's so yummy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Because you can just stitch it, down like it is. I mean, you can, you can twist it into other stuff if you want to and couch it down. But I just like to fluff it up and put it under like clusters. Hey, Marjorie. Yeah, Jenny, the beads, they're hard for me. Okay, I am going to want to get my needle, I can tell. Okay, I want... The thing about you doing these, and I'm still calling these just another Just Because book, is, I can sew this down now knowing I'm not done with it, that I'm going to come back and do something else to it. You don't need to feel like everything, one page has to be done in one sitting. I just want just a little bit of another color. Let's see.
So basically we had the same train of thought, just totally different. Because that's all I'm doing is base coating.
Yeah, just getting the bases down, and then you can go back and play with it later.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute, Sharon. What did you get that has such a great cover? Sturdy. Oh, washing machine. Yes, appliance stuff. Thank you, Victoria. I've got my coffee left.
Can I ask them a question?
Of course.
Okay, so has anybody here played with that RAM board that you get like at the home improvement stores?
RAM board?
Yeah, it's like a big, huge roll of almost chipboard weight. Trying to remember if I saw it in a book or if I saw it over at Jean Oliver's website, and somebody was, I don't remember if it was her, I don't remember who I saw playing with it, but somebody was using it a while ago as for covers, and I just wondered if anybody has used it. Yeah, if they have any sewing machines that will stitch through it. I'm just looking for like, it is in a roll, Lisa. Yep, it's in a big roll, and it's for like this the amount of it. I mean, you have to kind of commit to it. You get a huge lot, but I feel like I'm going to have it forever.
So it's thicker than chipboard, or not quite as thick as chipboard?
Not quite as thick. Think like if you bought chipboard in a big roll, like a roll like wax paper comes rolled up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that. Is it spelled like the RAM?
Yep.
Huh.
Sure is. And I'm just like, it's one of those things. I'm kind of nervous that once I start playing with it, I will be lost. Like nobody will see me for weeks. I'm like, because I just keep, every time I look at the roll, another thought occurs to me. So it's like, I'm just curious if anybody has used it and what they've done with it.
So now I'm going to have to go look it up. You know that, right?
Yes.
RAM roll.
RAM board.
Hi. RAM board. Okay.
Yep. And I have no sympathy, by the way, because every time I'm in your chat, I wind up off hunting something down. Every single time.
Protects floors under construction. Southpaw Studio. That's Kim. Is that right?
Yep.
Hello. Happy to have you here. Oh, yeah, that's what I needed. That little bit in the back. Yep. I want to sew something.
Michelle Rowe, you better be grabbing screenshots of the clapping hands. Just saying.
Although I want a little something on top. What else do we have here?
They did that to me. They made a meme out of it. They did.
That's awesome.
It was pretty funny.
And my thought is just to get some of these down, and then I can go around the edges later with something. And they don't need to be in the center either. I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you. It'll be a surprise. Terry, that's Kim. Southpaw Studio is Kim. Terry keeps a list of everybody that comes to visit here so that she can share your channels and Etsy shops. Wanted lace. Ooh, so much blue. Let's see what comes off when I cut this.
Okay, I think I finally have to admit that one's empty. Okay.
I really want, need some white to accent. There we go. All right, when this is over, I am going straight to Amazon and I am ordering 2 sets of the seam ripper thing. It's just the scissors work, but not quite. Kim, I have these lace signatures. I'm making a Just Because book, trying to use that bling, which is not my normal thing. So right now, just kind of trying to get some first colors on the pages, and then I can play with it more later. And Patty is making just some base layers of stuff.
Yup. For covers, that's it.
Wallpaper liner, and works awesome with alcohol ink. Ooh, thick and works great.
Wait.
That's always good to know something else to work with alcohol ink.
What is wallpaper liner, Lisa?
Oh, where's that stuff? I keep forgetting all the stuff. I could pull the camera back and show you guys everything that's on here, but then you wouldn't be able to see nearly as much. But there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff on my desk.
Susan, I got to say, I was totally confused, or I missed it. I thought those were covers that you were doing, not pages.
No,
so that like I'm even more intrigued.
I have 3 signatures. I mean, they started off. Let's see if I can do this. They started off just one layer. No, they started off as a square. that I had just had all these little lace scraps, and I just hand stitched them on really quickly. And I was like, well, I have no idea what I was going to do with them as squares. What I just totally had forgotten, and they sat in the drawer. Then I dug those out and said, okay, well, if I put 2 squares together, I can make a page. But then I had to make a bridge. So I just did more stitching there. Well, if I was going to make a signature, then I might as well do the lace on the other side. So now I've got 3 signatures like this, and I'm just going to stack them one on top of each other and make a book of some kind.
Interesting. I love it.
Just because, you know how that goes.
See,
That's
now right. Now it makes totally good sense to me. I thought when you were saying just because, you were doing the covers and then you were going to fill it with pages just because.
Nope. This is a
Now
just because book, just my way.
Yep.
I'm thinking these things don't quite, oh, maybe that'll go that little bit.
See, sometimes I need people to get out the crayons.
So
every once in a while.
This is something Patty would throw away and Susan would save.
Totally true.
You know, if we lived next door to one another, Patty, the stuff would just be going back and forth from house to house.
It would be perfect. It'd be like, hey, is your trash can full? Let's look.
Yeah, exactly. So wallpaper liner goes up before you wallpaper to hide all the blemishes and cracks. You know, that just made me think we have got out in the garage, I have got the liner they put down before they lay the hardwood floors, and I have a whole bunch of that. I need to go see, you know, I bet I could do some covers.
I bet it would work.
Yeah.
I bet it would work. Lisa, I bought a whole roll of that RAM board because I could only find it in one size. And when I opened the package and start using it, I was going to see if people just wanted some. Because I don't know. I have a hard time believing I would really actually use it all. So that's something easy I could just pop into orders and not add weight and stuff.
Lay it down on your table as you're working and let it collect a bunch of paint and glue and stuff.
Wouldn't that be, that's a genius idea. Use it as your, like I'm using this
underpaper. Yep. Underpapers are so awesome. They just get a life of their own.
Yeah, they do. I like that idea. Especially like if I was doing like the spackly stuff. Or
something. You get all the different textures. Hey, Mona.
Yeah, we're going to have to make sure you have some because then I can talk you into jelly plating on top of it and it would be perfect.
Perfect. Oh, Christina, thank you. I did not know how much I love doing this sort of thing in the past. I mean, I don't think I did. I think the home ec teacher scared me away from doing anything with sewing for so many years that it's like it's a brand new thing. Like nobody's ever done this before because in my world, nobody had ever done this before. And I don't have to be perfect with it, which is just wonderful. And I'm just having a good time. And that's the most important thing. I'm having a good time.
Right.
Oh, I love this. The sheer curtain material. It is. It's freedom. It's absolute freedom. This stuff is great to do image transfers on because you still have that semi-transparent look.
So how do you do your transfers?
Well, the one that I just did, the video I just did was with the Citrusolve. That only works with the laser printers. And then if you're doing it with inkjets or magazine pages, you can use matte medium or gesso or paint.
Nice.
All right. Let's see.
I'm behind on video, so I guess I better go watch that one.
Let's see. And of course, did we have white thread? I was looking for thinner thread. It's kind of white. It's off-white. It's close enough, right? It's white adjacent.
There you go. Adjacent.
Jenny, yeah, if you've got, that perfect background from quilting, I think that would be really tough to let go of those sorts of rules. It would for me. Okay. And I thought I was so excited for a little while. I thought I found more of my favorite needles, but they didn't have, this has got this wonderful, maybe somebody knows more. I asked this as much as I can. I need something that's solid so you guys can see. It has this wonderful long eye that is so easy to thread, and it's not that long of a needle, and I just love it. I bought some more through John James, and they were close, but the eye is like half as big. But my old eyes can see to thread this one. Yeah, I will sew these down. You can certainly do this with glue, with Fabri-Tac if you want, but I get such joy from the sewing. Hey, Barbara. Yeah, Patty's a great guest to have come play.
Wah,
So now the big question is, Patty, you're making all these base layers. Then what are you going to do?
I am going to pull out all the stuff that, like, watching everybody, and everybody's like, so I'm using this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. All the stencils and the stamps and the stuff, all the stuff. I just want to play. And I don't care if I wind up covering everything that I'm putting on here because it's all already scrap anyway.
Right.
So everything I pulled is from the scrap baskets. So I don't really care if I can't see it in the end anyways.
That's
but
awesome.
I never have enough of them ready that, like, when I go live and
Right.
the girls have all these great ideas, it's like I don't have enough bases to do all the things. So I thought if I just cover a million book covers.
Well, that's what I'm going to do later on today is I'm going to cover a bunch of stuff with a bunch of layers of collage just to kind of build up the strength of them before I start gluing down my plant materials.
Right.
What do you do with a just because book? You just found me, so this might be a stupid question. There are no stupid questions.
Agreed.
What you do with it is, in my case, is you pet it because it feels good. For me, a just because book is a book that does not have pages in it to write in it. Although if for you might want to have pages to write in it. It's a book that's not trying to fit a particular niche. It's just because I'm having fun putting these materials together. They're just making me happy to play with them, just because. I don't know. Is that a very good explanation?
Yep.
And Patty, you started to say something. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
I was going to say it's all your fault that I am now pressing flowers to that. Yep, here I am.
I have so many pressed flowers, and it was ridiculous. I just got carried away. And okay, Jenny, go back to work with you. Glad you were able to join us for a while. But now that I'm doing these other botanical projects, I'm finding a way to use the ones that didn't, like, they got discolored and stuff while I was working on them, or while they were drying. Okay, I need more holes.
Because see, like, that's one of the things I want to play with on these is figure out how to
Bye, Debbie.
them.
Well, you are softer. Let's see here.
So I won't know. I mean, do you think, like how would you put pressed flowers on, like, say, a book cover, a hard book cover? How would you do that?
I would just use matte medium and glue them down.
But then do I need to seal them so that they don't get further beat up? Are they as delicate as I think they're going to be?
Well, if you put a layer of matte medium over the top of them, that's going to seal them.
Okay.
And I just take a small brush so that I can, like, dab it in between all the places.
Okay.
Let's see. I want this off to the side there. And I used to really freak out. It was like, oh, I'd have these all laid down. I'm thinking, oh, it's perfect. And I take it off to do something and I forget. Yeah, it's the whole idea of a Just Because book for me was because I was really trying to kick my perfectionist to the curb. I just, she had taken up residence and she was not paying rent and I needed her gone. I just needed her absolutely gone. And so this way it's like, okay, there are no rules. There's not like I'm trying to do anything. Hi, Diane. Hope you're having an awesome day today. And I didn't want to feel the pressure to try and do a particular anything. It does get harder with a whole lot of layers. So you kind of have to figure out, lay it out, and then start stitching down in bits and pieces sometimes, which is fine. I kind of look at it, this is just collage with fabric. That's all it is. It's just collage with fabric. Okay, we need a little bit of white in there. Ooh, yeah, that starts to pop. There is a little bit of bling there. See you later, Lorna. Don't snore while you're napping.
I bet she does.
Okay, good. I'm glad that made sense, Deborah. Because many of us creatives struggle with perfectionism. We think that, if we've done embroidery as a kid, I know, right? Hard to imagine. Maybe we've had a teacher that's told us that, your stitches weren't straight, they weren't interesting, they were crooked, the backside wasn't pretty. If you've got those kind of perfectionist tendencies, it takes, for me anyways, it always took a lot of the joy out of doing any kind of art, because I was always thinking, okay, well, what would Mrs. De Benedetti say if she saw this stitching? She would tell me to rip it all out and start over again because it wasn't good enough. And I hated that feeling. I just really did. It didn't make me want to create. It didn't make me want to share my creations. And hearing that people are inspired when they see some of my work, I wanted to be joyful in my work, because I really think that does show up. You see the joy in what people are doing. So the Just Because book is a result of me saying, okay, little Miss Perfectionist, you are not welcome here anymore. Okay, I'm just going to tack a few of these pieces together just so that I can hopefully get them sewn down together. Yeah, Mrs. De Benedetti thought the backside was supposed to be absolutely perfect. You were supposed to be able to show the backside as much as the front side, and everybody was going to ooh and ah. Virgos, is that an issue with Virgos?
It is. It is. I feel you, Kim. I'm like, wow, I wasn't taught that. I just came out of the womb that way. I'm like, yeah.
And I didn't like that feeling of the pressure. I mean,
it is a lot of pressure, and it's even worse when it's self-inflicted.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, a lot of you know the story that I spent, nearly 30 years in the writing and publishing industry before going to art full time. And, there's nothing like having, agents and editors reject you again and again and again, to really build up a bit of a thick shell, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. You just kind of don't show it as much when it hurts.
Yep, that makes sense.
And then I come over into art where I have no background, no professional training, no, the years of experience that I had in writing, it doesn't carry over to art. And boy, that little Miss Perfectionist just said, I'm hitching a ride with you. And yeah, she was a brat.
And she's bossy.
She is very bossy. And you know what? She has one of those voices. You know how some people have a voice that is just so irritating? My little Miss Perfectionist has one of those squeaky voices that is just very hard to listen to for very long. So I
Yeah.
muffled it by tossing her in the trunk. I did muffle her that way.
Nice.
Terry says Virgos have pockets of perfection. Some things get by, but certain things have to be perfect. Yeah, that's just
Yep.
that
She's
life
absolutely right.
All right, we're going to add a little more to this one.
And if we're completely honest, it's all about control.
Yeah. Well, and I have the perfectionist along with I'm a bit of a prover. I need to prove all the people in my life wrong. All the people that said I would never amount to anything, that my writing was no good. It's like, hello, published over 30 books.
Right.
My art is no good. Hello, I'm selling my art. So people that said that I would never amount to anything, I want to prove them wrong.
Gotcha.
But that's when the little Miss Perfectionist comes in and says, well, okay, if you want to prove so-and-so wrong, here's what you got to do. And it's like, no, because as soon as I kicked her to the curb and I started doing the stuff that really came from my heart, that's when I was starting to do my best work.
That makes sense.
I love that one. See, I can deal. This is just the right amount of sparkle for me. All right. Do I want to sew it down now? I think I can go ahead and sew that one on, huh? I think so. Move this guy. No, let's see. No, we're going to wait. We're not going to sew it down yet. Barbara says, I got rid of my Be Perfect driver by doing the journaling by fives process. Oh, she was driving your bus? That's not good. Yeah, you don't want her driving your bus. Like, get off of my bus. Do the things that make you joy your way. Yeah, the journaling by fives. Explain that process to the people that aren't familiar with it. I have not done
I
that.
was just going to ask about that. That's like, I remember that.
I discovered I don't do prompts and rule following very well at all. So those things never worked for me as well as they worked for other people.
I feel like I could do the prompts, but I am a natural nonconformist. So like the rules, I just will naturally buck them. That's just me.
I love doing prompts for writing. And I taught writing for a lot of years and I really enjoyed using prompts for that. And then every April is National Poetry Month. And so I would always do some kind of a prompt to carry me through the entire month, writing a poem about. One year it was like all my native plants. One year it was about growing up without my dad. So I would do that every year, but that's about as much of the prompting as I could do. I don't know why. My brain just says, no, maybe that's it. Maybe I am a nonconformist in a prove it uniform.
Maybe. I don't know. I've always, and sometimes it gets you in big trouble. Definitely puts you on the unpopular people list, but it is what it is.
Yeah. You got to own your own truth.
Yep. I'm okay with it. I wasn't always, but I am now.
Yeah. It takes a while to get comfortable in that. Victoria says, I like prompts and a bit of structure, but I also love just winging it. That was it. It was Shannon that started it. 5 steps, 20 pages, 15 minutes per step. Set the timer and go.
It was a big thing. I couldn't.
Patty truly can't help breaking the rules, for sure. Michelle's got your number.
I can't. I truly can't. Like, she was determined. She came and visited. So, like, she was determined she was going to teach me this, and this. And I'm like, I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to. But it's like, I don't know. You and I have talked about it. Like, I feel like the creative part, it's the only place where winging it is part of my life. Like, every other part of my life is very structured and very organized, and there has to be plan A, B, C, and D, and this is the only time that I can just whatever, like, totally squirrel moments, what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like, instinctively, like, the more someone tells me you have to do it this way, I'm like, no, I don't, because I don't have that stuff. I need to be able
Right.
to figure out how to use what I have.
And that's another really great reason for doing the Just Because book or any kind of art your way is, you shouldn't feel obligated to go out and buy everything that somebody else is
Right.
using. That did not go in exactly the place I wanted it to. I'm going to try and be okay with that. It will all work out in the end, right? Okay, let's just tack this a little bit of thread left. Joshi says, there is a difference between craft and creation. In the past, embroidery was a craft, and then we were taught in school to follow examples. Yeah.
That's a good perspective.
This book feels so good. I wish you could feel it. It's just so soft and yummy.
It looks like it would feel good in your hand.
And what I love about doing this with all the little lace scraps is the acrylic lace that is often very stiff. Mm-hmm. Cutting it up into little pieces and mixing it up with all these other things, it doesn't feel super. I don't notice the stiff stuff. Of course, I also, murdered it with the seam ripper.
I was going to say with the seam ripper?
Yeah. Back in the days when I had a seam ripper at every seat. They're probably under the couch cushions. That's what I need to do. They're probably in the couch cushions. All right. Here we go. So now this guy's going to go. I like stuff hanging off the edges. I don't want it all neat and perfect. Yeah. Ooh.
Exactly, Victoria. We have our oldest son has Asperger's, so I've learned a lot with him. A lot.
Well, how is Taylor doing, Victoria? I saw that he had a reaction to his shot. Is he feeling any better? Never fails when I'm down to the last little bit of thread and I'm trying to, use all the thread. I always pull the needle out of the thread. I should probably just tie the thread on at the top of the needle.
Have you done that? Look at me. I'm having a day where words are a for real challenge because there's too many thoughts trying to come out at once. Do you do where you thread it and then thread the needle back through the tail end as you're pulling it?
No, I'm not even sure I follow that.
So you thread your needle. So when you thread your needle and then you can pull it all the way, you just want to take it and thread it through the end that is not, what would be the tail end.
So you don't put a knot in it?
You just thread it back through the thread and then it locks it in place.
So I do that when I tie off. I just didn't think about doing it at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot, because it doesn't create a knot, so you can still sew with it. It just locks it at the bottom of the eye of the needle.
Oh, okay. I see. So if you're, yeah.
Yep. So it's like sewing with, the double thread because it's looped through.
Yeah.
I am not explaining this well at all. In my head, I can so totally see it. You could just join me there.
It's a little crowded in there, though. You got to pick up the place first.
Yikes. No.
All right. So I did not get my fuzzies on yet, but.
Okay.
So Sharon says, I don't know how I feel about slopping pages together. That's how it would feel to me. I kind of like the thought and consideration that I put into things. And Victoria said it took her a long time to get to grips with the collaging thing. Doing the book page snippet rolls was a game changer for me.
See, isn't it interesting how it but I think that's my favorite part of journals, and whether it's fabric, paper, mediums, whatever, everybody's personality comes shining right through.
Yeah.
And there's as soon as I don't know. I get super frustrated when everybody says, but I want it to be perfect. But it only has to be your perfect,
Exactly.
not like a community standard. I get really like disappointed for people, I think. And it like I've had a couple ladies reaching out to me that they've acquired all of these things and they have yet to make a journal. And I'm like, you've been shopping for stuff to make a journal for over a year.
Yeah, and they haven't dove in yet. But I think
because
it's
they're because they're afraid that they're going to do it wrong. And it's like, I don't know how to express to people, like, there isn't a wrong.
right. And you don't want it to look like somebody else's. You want it to look like yours. Oh,
I don't
Victoria,
want
I'm
it to
glad
look
he's doing
like
better.
somebody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it's got to look like yours.
Yep.
All right. I'm playing. The fuzzies go up there, but then we might still need some fuzzies someplace else, right? Fuzzies everywhere. They just add so much fun.
So Lisa J, are you still here? I'm still stuck on wallpaper liner. Sorry.
Didn't you go look it up yet? I mean, I thought you would have already had it ordered and on its way to your house.
Well, I didn't, only because this will make sense to anybody. There's a couple of girls that live in my area. I want to know if she's still here, if she thinks I could. We have a wallpaper outlet place not too far away that I think she's probably heard of or familiar with. So I want to ask her if she thinks I can get it there, because we're going to be like, we could like drive by there this weekend because we're on another outing, so it could maybe happen.
Oh, Lisa said she will do a video on it. Nice.
Nice. Do you think I could get it at Joey's Wallpaper? Because then I just need to make sure that the Joey's by Toto is still open. We actually have a town here in Indiana called Toto.
She said probably.
Okay, perfect.
So I like what Terry said. I like the possibility, the philosophy that some indigenous people have to claim or strive for perfection is to mock God because we are not created to be perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's true. We're not. We're wonderfully, beautifully imperfect. And it is the imperfections that I think make us shine.
Right?
So
I want that on a t-shirt.
I will tell you a little story. So I went to the dentist yesterday because I wanted to talk to him about possibly having some surgery to make some adjustments to my front teeth. Because when I smile, it's really gummy. And if I give a big smile, it's like you see the gums. And as a result, I don't smile as much as I think I might like to smile because I'm very self-conscious of it. So I had a consult with them to talk about what it would be done. And it's not that my gums are receding, that I have gum disease there. It's that evidently I have excess bone. So it wouldn't be just a simple little surgery. It would be shaving the bone away to do a bunch of stuff that sounded very painful. And then he told me, he said, and I could do this and it would probably address what bothers you right now. But then what's going to happen is you're going to notice this tooth is slightly crooked and this tooth has a little chip in it. And this tooth, maybe the color is not the same as the one next to it because it has a filling in it. And you're going to notice all those other things now because you have this perfect something in one place and you're going to notice all the other imperfections. And I thought, maybe I don't need to do that. I don't know. So I haven't made a decision one way or the other, but it was an interesting way to think about it.
Yep.
And of course, when I told my husband what I was doing, he didn't even notice what I was talking about as far as my smile went. So it's one of those things also that maybe what bothers us, the rest of the world doesn't even notice.
Yep.
I don't know where I want these fuzzies. Maybe I need some in both places. Sharon says, I was watching the block this week, and they were designing wallpaper digitally and printing to order. And I was like, no wonder I can't find any wallpaper sample books. Mona says, indigenous bead workers purposely throw in a wrong colored bead in the pattern. This shows that we are humans and not perfect. Oh, I love that.
There's another art that they do that. It's
isn't it with rugs? Yeah, weavers. Yeah, Terry says. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to do with these fuzzies, so I'm going to stop at that one so that I can ponder it. But there we go. There's the first page in the Lace Just Because book, and it is so yummy, and it feels so good. It feels so good. I love it.
So now you plan to do more on top of that, or that's good?
Oh, no. I'm going to add some fuzzies and some beads and some embroidery.
Nice.
But not right now. So then when I open it, now here's the question, guys. Okay, let's talk. So I have 3 signatures. Maybe that's what I do. So I make this signature, everything in this signature is the blue. Everything in this signature is the orange. Everything in this one is the pink. Or do I alternate the pages? What do you think?
Which is your first instinct?
I don't know. I don't have one. I just thought of that. All the pressure you put me under, Patty. My gosh.
It's my fault. I see how it is. Okay.
I don't know. And then they're going to be stacked on top of each other. Thank you, Victoria. I kind of like the idea. Maybe each signature is a color, but that means I'm limiting myself to those colors. And
well, you've got 2 for alternate and 1 for coordinate.
Yes, they are, Barbara. They're all going to be bound together as a book like this. But see, I have other colors. I have red, but I don't have, maybe it's just going to be a variety. It's just going to be a variety. So the next page, all I can guarantee is that the next page you see won't be blue. So maybe it will be blue, pink, orange, red, or blue, something like that. Yeah.
What if you did them as like, what if you did them as like a color story?
All the shades of blue, all the shades of pink, all the shades of orange. I don't know if I had that much orange, but I guess the red could go with the orange, huh?
Yeah, it wouldn't have to be like accurate, just your version. You know what I mean?
My psychedelic Susan version.
Yeah.
I like this. I love the stuff hanging off the edge. I love the ratty covers there. All right, we're just gonna.
I like her fluffiness.
Yeah, these are just. Okay, since I can't make up my mind yet, we're gonna put the blue one aside. Can we do pink?
Sure.
I can do it. I'm going in, folks. I'm going into the pink zone. Let's see.
No rules, remember?
No rules. Got lots of pink. So, I mean, I should use up the pink because I have so much of it. Oh. My kingdom for a seam ripper right now, though.
She would pay a small fortune for a seam ripper right now.
You like the 3 color? Yeah, the blue. That's true, with some contrasting colors. I think I'm probably going to stick with the 3 colorways. We'll see. Don't think too much. Yes. Kim loves the pink. All right, we're going to try again. No. Just something about the threads that just reminds me that this doesn't have to be perfect.
See, like, I've always been, like, grungy. You know what I mean? That's naturally what I've always been drawn to. Whether it's home decor, artsy stuff, whatever. I'm really into ratty-tatty right now.
I think there's a lot of ways you can go with it, which is what makes it fun. But I had been so much pressure to be a rule follower in everything in my life, from you know, my first husband and my mom and my grandmother and my teachers. And I just, so rebelling has been really, really nice.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is fun. Yeah, that was a little too perfect. There we go.
I will encourage a little bit of rebellion every opportunity I get.
Go for it. Yes. Be free. All right. We're going to try to do the real blingy bling on it. But it really does need to be terrorized somewhat. Oh, your second shot isn't until next month. Wow. Forget that other countries are not going quite as fast as we are. Cat, extreme rule breaker. Yes.
Yep. Do it.
Oh, that's so much better than that. Look at that. That's much better. All right. That can hang over the edge now. Oh, yeah. And then the purple can go with the pink. So, yeah, I think this is going to work. I think the colorways are going to work.
Ooh, that's an awful lot of white space.
I'm wondering when, is it next month? I guess some of the people are going to be able to start getting a third booster shot here. Oops, forgot to straighten out or unstraighten this edge. I need to cut this into a little bit too. Yeah, just when you know you're going to get the shot, just plan for a day of rest, a couple days of rest. All right, this is going to come together, okay. If I can get that sewn back in there just a little bit so I don't have to worry about it. Harder with all the blingy stuff. I don't want to try and sew through a stone. Oh, I didn't realize that thread was so long.
If only you had a seam ripper.
I know. If only I had a seam ripper to cut my threads. I'll probably go sit down on the couch after this, and I'm going to poke myself in the backside with the seam ripper, right?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, that's just so that I don't forget that that goes with that. And these silk frays pretty easily. If you just get a cut edge on it, then you can mess it up.
Well, that's pretty that way too. I guess that way.
No, that's the other thing I didn't think about. This book was not going to have a cover. So maybe one of these.
Does it have to have a cover?
No, it's just I was thinking about, then you're trying to think about which one goes on top. Then it's just, okay, so then the cover is this.
Whichever one winds up being your favorite, yeah?
Or it could just be single signatures and maybe somebody else would want them to do, you have one plan and then it goes sideways. I mean, I guess I could make a lacy cover to go over it. I have some more of the lacy bits, but I don't know what I want, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm so far away from the cover point. Okay, so if I cut these, they are going to fall off, right? But I'm not going to worry about it. If they fall off, I will deal with it. Just loving these. I'm glad. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get into it. It was like, okay, great. So I'm going to be live and people are going to be saying, okay, so what are you going to do now except for just flipping bits of fabric back and forth? But I am in love with this, so that's good.
See there.
I made it. I'm making it work my way. It's the Patty magic. It's because Patty's here with me, right?
No.
Hi, my book embellishments. Glad you made it over here. And Isabel, good evening to you. How are you doing today? I'm just making fabric messes. The very best kind of messes as far as I'm concerned. Okay, unless it's chocolate. Chocolate messes are pretty awesome.
Those are pretty amazing.
All right, we're going to get rid of the green. There's just some of that acrylic yarn, but when you separate it, it gets so wonderfully fuzzy. Christina says, math, science, English all have one right answer, a formula, a pattern. They can be taught creatively. In my opinion, creativity, in my opinion, cannot be taught. Art is an expression, and I think some people miss that. Yes, it needs to be it needs to be a journey that you're taking with the materials. And, that's why so often, I don't know what I'm going to do until I sit down with the materials in my hands, because they tell me, okay, I know that sounds kind of woo-woo, but they tell me what to do. Thank you. Yeah, I'm stretching out of my comfort zone.
And I don't disagree that there's one right answer, but I do think there's more than one way to get to the correct answer.
In something like math
and science.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, more than one way to get to the answer. Okay, I'll give you that.
Because we've been taught math how many different ways now? There's been how many new versions of new math?
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying.
Michelle says here in Mississippi, we are getting hit with the Delta variant pretty bad, and the vaccine does make a difference. Yeah, the Delta is getting pretty popular here in California too, and don't like that kind of a popularity contest. Not good.
Agreed.
I have two friends, one from Florida and one from New Jersey, and they both had traveled as soon as everything opened back up again across the states from one side of the U.S. to the other and back home again. And they've both been vaccinated, and they both have COVID now. So it is out there jumping from person to person a little too easily. Okay, so if that's going to go under there, I think we can stitch this to this. Well, I was going to be happy if I got one page done. If I get two bases done, I'm going to be thrilled. Some of this is sari. Yeah, there's a lot of sari ribbons and bling. Kind of trying to stretch myself outside of my comfort zone. Okay, so I want this to go at an angle. Plus, I got to use up my stash. In Spain, the third dose of vaccines is also being evaluated. 2 new outbreaks, 2 Nevi outbreaks beginning. Yes, too stressful. I agree. Yeah, we're talking the third one here too, and I'm all for it. Okay, this little thread just decided to attach itself underneath there, and I love it, so I'm going to make sure I don't lose it. Barbara says they've canceled elective surgeries here, and I've had cataract surgery scheduled in 2 weeks. Oh, no. Sharon's in lockdown again, have been for a couple weeks now, getting close to the bubble we've been in. Messy Palette, hello, hello. How are you doing today? I'm glad we all have art, though, to play with, to help us not think about all that other stuff so much.
For some diversions.
Yeah, diversions. I love these little threads. I don't understand the people that don't want to wear the masks, but I don't want to get into a COVID debate, so I won't do that here. I'm sure I'll get comments later, people saying, mind your own business, whatever. Oh, okay, even though it's pink, I am pretty happy with this. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch that down. I might have some purple roving, but I have some, this might be good. Mix it with just a little bit of white. I'm pretty sure I have some purple roving somewhere, but it's not out here, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, if we're going to stick that down, we can have just a little bit of the roving peeking out. Whoops.
Your giggle just cracks me up. It's like, do it again, do it again.
I just surprised myself. I didn't expect to have it go flying off of there. Do I want that on top? I'm going to want that under, over. We want to have it coming down kind of like that, I think. Seems like a good place to start. Just to get it. Nice thing about having so much lace on here is that it's pretty easy to find something to tack it into without worrying about it going through the other side. But even if it goes through the other side, it's not a big deal. I don't want to get enough of it tacked down that can stay in place. And then one of those things I can work on later. It's cold at 6:30 in the morning. You're still in bed. That's right. It's winter for you, huh?
Oh my gosh, I am so ready for winter. I can't even tell you.
Diane, it seems like you're up 24/7 though. You're online. It seems like all the times that I'm online. The other thing, since I'm sewing with white thread, it doesn't matter that I'm going through to the other side. It's just going to keep the lace down on that side. I didn't even think about that. Bonus. I like it when I have unexpected bonuses. All right, let's see. That is tacked down enough. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, you can't even tell that I came through on this side, so that's fine. Just run my thread. You don't sleep much. Brain going all the time, yeah. Whoops. Well, how come you guys didn't remind me that I didn't sew the top part down?
Hey, sew down the top part.
You were in charge of the reminders, Patty.
I did not get the memo, sorry.
You didn't get the memo, huh? Sorry.
No memo.
Okay, so I think I'm just going to, because I might want to add something behind it, I'm just going to tack it just a little bit. Yeah, Victoria, with your heart, you do have to be careful. The breathing. Okay. I'm just going to tack this in just a couple places to hold it. Yeah, I was worried about all the stitching showing on the lace, and it's like, well, gosh, Susan, if you're going to cover it all up with other stuff, it doesn't really matter. Plus, not being perfect. We want this not being perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's pink, and I'm loving it, so I'm okay with that. What a surprise. You're making a lot of noise over there, Patty. What are you doing?
Opening my gel medium. It's what I use to glue.
Okay, and I didn't get it straight, and that's okay, too. So much pressure stitching on camera, huh? Okay, not really, but kind of sometimes. All righty. Well, I did not expect to get to this point on this one, so I'm very happy.
I'm going to.
All right. Not done, but that's a good start. So let's talk about what can go with what. So in the pinks, I can add the purples. The blues. Do you guys notice what color is not here?
Green.
There is no green. How is it that I am making something with no green?
I was going to ask, but I was trying to let you embrace the...
Yeah, no, I think I need to let the green go on this one. Karen says you're all a figment of my imagination, so I can just go pretend like you guys aren't here. I think I'm gonna put the reds with the oranges. I could put green with the blue, but I'm just not so sure I need to do that. I could make a lace cover that was green. Diane says, oh, poo, I just put all my roving and taps away. There's no room to felt. What can you get rid of now so you can unpack them? What glue? Victoria wants to know. What glue can I use as a replacement for Fabri-Tac other than art glitter glue? One that doesn't ripple the paper when wet, but is strong and works on fabric.
Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1.
Well, I mean, you can glue with matte medium.
Yeah, I was going to say I glue with matte medium all the time, or the gel.
Yeah.
This one's a glossy one, but I don't care because instead of paying $9 for it, I paid $2 for it.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Plus, once you glue something down with matte medium, if you take a wet towel and you dab over it, it kind of knocks back the gloss.
Yep. Well, and I'm going to do like all the other layers on top anyway, so I kind of don't care. But this would be a good time to ask this question. So like I have a lot of these acrylic mediums and I've used those too. What do you think? They're very liquidy. They're like really liquid.
Yeah. I mean, they will wrinkle probably unless you do the backside of something first.
Right.
But you could totally.
I've just used them mostly for rice papers because I've never been confident about using them on regular paper.
Yeah, I mean, if your base, whatever you're putting your bases on, you might want to, do the backside first with the matte medium, and then you can use your other stuff on the front.
That makes sense. Matte
medium with a credit card, hot glue. So it's funny, oh yeah, if you haven't used it and it's gotten thick, yeah. Yeah, now that I discovered my stash of heavy gel, I probably won't buy any Fabri-Tac for a while. I'm going to use up all my golden heavy gel.
Oh, like I didn't even see, and I bought all of that, but I'm like, now what do I do with it?
Yeah. It's real. I mean, I've been gluing like sticks and things to my bases, that I'm doing stuff to, and the heavy gel works really good. I have all this Aleene's tacky glue though. I can't stand that stuff. I'm so over it. Does not work for me. I can't squeeze it out. Okay, so what about yellow? Do I maybe I just do yellow and orange and I don't do red? So what do I put with the blue?
You mean on one page or opposite?
No, so if I have one signature, if this one's blue,
right?
It's just going to be all shades of blue. I can put purples and pinks together. I can put red, orange, and yellow together. And then I guess I have a lot of blue. I'll just do the blues. I think that's what that's going to have to be. What does Sharon say? I think Rachel at Roxy Creations uses PVA sometimes instead of Fabri-Tac. It depends on the brand and how much it ripples paper. Would work on fabric too. I mean, Yes Paste is not going to ripple your paper.
Doesn't it also depend on the weight of the paper?
Yeah. Blue and orange. So you think if that one, so if I did blue and orange in that signature, then what do I do in this signature? Red and yellow?
Whatever you want.
Look for what's opposite the color reel. That's a thought. Maybe I'll mix and match them differently. Okay, I think this will be some pondering time. I think I'm going to have to sort some stuff out, but I'm jazzed to have finally gotten started on these. I got two of the first pages of 2 of them done. And we got a pink. And we got a blue. We got stuff hanging over. And yeah, I might end up doing a different color on every page because then, and then maybe this one. Ooh, maybe that's what I do. And then on this, on the top one, it has a little bit of all the colors. It's got, so you get the idea that it's going to be a multicolored book.
There you go.
So you can put a little bit of all the different colors on the front, and then you go in, okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Kim. I just really, I have an issue with buying way too much stuff because I forget, you know, I like to work small, and then you buy this big, you know, whatever of something, and you have so much of it, you could make this 100 times. And it's like, I need to buy small, well, I don't need to buy anything, but small amounts of things. I don't need to buy anything. I need to sell off a lot of stuff. So yeah, okay, I like this idea. I'm going to do that. The cover is going, the top one, so it's not really a cover, but the top page is going to have, you know, all the different colors on it. And that just gives you a hint of what's going to be in the rest of the book. And then I can just go crazy page by page. I like that idea. All right, I think I am about done for today.
I need to get back to work. Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad you kept me company today, Patty. Thank you for that.
It was fun.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging with me today and encouraging me and chatting amongst yourself and supporting one another. If you're not already in the Facebook group, I hope you come over and join me there. And Patty, are you having a sale tomorrow night?
I don't know if we might be just hanging out. I haven't decided yet.
But you can, if you're not already subscribed to Patty's channel, Sacred Mementos, go check that out. She also has a Facebook group, and then she will let us know if she's going to have a sale or hangout time tomorrow. Yeah, have a play with it, Victoria. Spread it thin if you're going to have fabric, and then hit it with a wet towel on the top of the fabric after you've got it all down, and that'll help it not be quite so plasticky on top of the fabric. All right, have a great week, everybody. I will see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.
Bye, guys.